It's Henry the computer guy, and you're welcome to our lesson number 16. Actually today we're going to be looking at how we can use ICT in the area of supermarket. How do we actually apply computers in the area of supermarkets? You're in the supermarket, how can you use a computer there? So point 1 specifically tells us that computers have been used in monitoring the movement of customers to make sure they do not pick goods without paying for them. So in most cases, when you enter a supermarket, you're going to find that in every corner that you reach, there is a camera installed in that place. Why do they put cameras there? So they always need to monitor the movement of all customers such that they do not pick small items without paying for them. At times, many people go to the supermarket, they want to pick items and hide them into their pockets. So they are keeping watch over those people such that they cannot go out without paying for those items, hence making the supermarket to make losses. So that is one way. Point 2 specifically tells us that they have been used in or to make calculations or to calculate the value of commodities and customers change. For example, using barcode readers. So when you enter a supermarket, remember it is always self-service. You enter, you pick what you want, you take it to the cashier, then she will use a device called a barcode reader. We shall look at that device, how it looks when we reach to what we call the computer hardware. So it helps that person to identify the price of the commodity. Remember, there are many devices or components, or there are many products in the supermarket. So it is going to become hard for that attendant to keep all the prices in their head. So the device they use to identify the prices of the commodities in the supermarket is what we call the barcode reader. So many of you have entered into the supermarket, you buy or you pick a product, you give it to the cashier, then she will pass a device over that product. Then she will identify the price that you're supposed to pay for that product. And at times, we use what we call a POS. It can help us to make calculations and we see the customers change. We give, let's say, you have picked a product of, let's say, 2,000 and you have given 5,000 there. She has to record that information there. Then knows the customers change. We come to point 3. They're telling us that computers are used to store supermarket records and also balancing the accounts. It can help us to record everything that we want into computers. We get a computer record all the information that is concerning the supermarket. How are we spending and how are we, let's say, the income we are getting. And it helps us in balancing the accounts to see whether we are making profits or we are making losses. Another point tells us that computers have been used to monitor the level of goods in stock, i.e. inventory. This helps in procuring of goods where levels have gone below the required levels. Now, remember I told you that when they bring these goods to the supermarket, for example, as stock, they will first record that information into the computer and their expiry dates. So it is going to be now the role of the computer to always alert the owner of the supermarket that, hey, the expiry date for product A and B will soon reach, such that it keeps reminding the owner of the supermarket and they don't sell expired goods to customers. Because products are always many in the supermarket, it will be hard for that attendant to always remember that product B or C is expiring today. Now, when we record that information into the computer, it will keep on reminding us that product A and B have to expire, let's say, in next 2 to 3 days, such that the owner of the supermarket can procure for other products and replace them with others. Are we together? So they monitor the level of goods in stock. We come to another point. They're telling us that sometimes bank Cards are swiped and payments for goods are taken directly. This is termed as EFT POS, Electronic Fund Transfer Point of Sales. This involves use of credit cards, debit cards, instead of paying with hard cash. You can go to the supermarket without physical cash, but you have a credit card. So the supermarket owner can use a computer to transfer that amount of money that you have on that card to pay the supermarket in that line. So you don't need to move with physical cash always. So in urban countries, people don't move with the physical cash, but they move with the credit cards. So money can easily be transferred from one person's account to another person's account with ease. Let's continue. And they're telling us that computers are also used to generate the receipts. You buy an item in the supermarket, they give you a receipt there and then. Remember I talked about what we call a POS. It helps us to generate the receipts of the products that have been what? Bought. You have ever seen those receipts? They are always in a faint form and they are always smaller. So computers can help us to generate the receipts to be given to customers after buying an item from us. And there are many points I've not included here. Even in, let's say, maintaining of the security, let's say you're entering the supermarket, they will use what we call a metal detector to check whether you don't have any harmful component you're entering with in the supermarket. That is also an idea or another application area. We continue. They're telling us that most supermarkets, especially the big ones, have adopted the use of electronic point of sales. Remember I told you about the electronic point of sales or the POS. That area where the cashier is seated. After you picking a product you want, you'll take it to what we call the point of what? Point of sale. So the attendant is going to get that product, identifies the price of that commodity, then enters the information into an electronic point of sales. Remember, it can help us to make analyses of the products we have even sold. That is what we call an electronic point of sale. They're telling us that we see it in the figure. So if you have ever entered into a supermarket, you have ever come across this device. It has a monitor, it has a keyboard, you can have a side we have a printer, then a side we have something that identifies the price. That is the barcode reader. It is a set of it all. So it is the one we are referring to as the electronic point of sales. So they are telling us that if you have bought an item from a shop and it is scanned to determine the amount you need to pay, you have used an electronic point of sales. An electronic point of sales is a self-contained, computerized equipment that performs all tasks of a store checkout counter. It allows payments by cash, bank, or credit card, verifies transactions, and can even help us to generate a sales receipt. Remember, we have a mini printer here. It will generate the receipt. It can help us to make the calculations, determine the price of the commodity. Are we together? I think we are together. We have ever seen or we have ever come across this item. They're telling us that it also coordinates inventory data. With this technology, the shop owners are able to know the items that are bought most, what is left in stock, and items that are running out. Remember, I told you every product or every item that a person buys, they will record that information there. So it will help you to make analysis of how many products have I sold today? How many products have not sold? Which ones are those products that are running out of stock? It will help you to determine everything. So there are always most cases used in the supermarket. The electronic point of what? Point of sales. So if you have ever used or come across that, it is what we call an electronic point of sales, and mostly we use them in the supermarkets. Let's continue. So we look at the application of ICT or computers in the area of offices. Many people have offices and have computers there. What are they used for? For example, keeping of the records, making some, let's say, receipts, labels of some items in the office, communication, and others, as we are going to be looking at them. So point 1 tells us that ICT is applied in different areas in offices, like in creating of memos, letters, reports, and other documents. You have a document you want to write in your office, you can use a computer. You have some information you want to tell your workers in an organization, you can write a memo. You need to write some letters to other companies, you can write those letters using a computer. That is ICT. Point 2 tells us that calculating, so you can use it to make calculations, make payrolls, prepare income statements, and even balance sheets. We want to see how the business is actually progressing. Either we are making losses or we are making profits. We can use the income statements or use a computer to make income statements and even use them to make balance sheets. It helps us in making those calculations that are always huge. Another point tells us that it can be used in tracking inventory and generating invoices and receipts. I told you it can help us to monitor the inventory. Things we have in stock. Is this one done or it is still there? Remember, we record that information there. So whenever we subtract, we keep on recording. So it can as well always alert us. We have customers, we need to give them receipts after buying from our office or after making a business with us. We make receipts, invoices. So we need some products we want to procure. We make the invoices. Or someone has made an order. We make the invoice for that. So computers are also used in presenting projects and ideas by means of presentation software. You have your boss has given you a project to work upon, but tells you after 2 to 3 days you have to make a presentation for me. You can use a presentation software like this one I'm using now. It is PowerPoint. So you present the ideas to your boss using a projector. You can get a promotion out of it if the project, let's say, comes out when it is okay. So you can also use a computer to present ideas or projects to your bosses in your offices. Another one is telling us that computers are used in communication through video conferencing and emails. You want to send a message to from one office to another office. You don't need to move. You send an email. You have different branches of offices. You want to make a meeting. You can use what we call video conferencing. Remember I told you that video conferencing is the meeting of 2 or more people who are geographically separate, but use a network, for example, internet, to transfer video and audio data. You organize a meeting, for example, using Zoom. You install the software on all the computers. You can as well talk to that person as well as they are seeing you. That minimizes on the expenses of the office. And even the time you'd have used, for example, from traveling from one place to another to make a meeting in one other, let's say a hotel. Hotel expenses are also reduced because you're going to be in your office, another one in another office, you make that meeting. Then it comes out the way you felt you want it. Continue. Also used in telecommuting so that employees can work away from a company's standard workplace. Remember now we are in a lockdown, but some people work from home. Remember we termed that one as telecommuting. Someone working away, far away from a standard workplace. Use internet and send the results to your office. So it can help the employer, first of all, to reduce the transport, the expenses, less of buying furniture for all employees. You see, it minimizes buying lunch for every employee or work you're having at the office. So many of them are left to be at home and they work from home. It reduces on some of the expenses. Even you as the worker, you reduce on the diseases that you'd have got from the co-workers. For example, now COVID-19 is real. People don't move, they stay at home and reduce the spread of the disease. But if it was to go to the office, you sit with a person, you don't know whether he or she is having the disease, then all of a sudden you get it. So it helps us in telecommuting, working far away from our home or businesses. They're telling us that ICT is used to create websites, to provide information, advertise products and services, etc. You need to advertise or get a bigger market, create a website which can reach out to many people. A website is specifically a collection of web pages. You have a product, you have a company, you want people to know it more, you create a website for it. Post items, they will order them and buy them online. You'll be getting a wider market. And remember, it reaches to many different countries. Even someone in another country can as well access that website, hence getting more customers or attracting more people to your business or office. So they're telling us that also computers are used in keeping vital office documents. You have some information, for example, information about your employees, you keep it there. You have some orders, you have received lists, you want to make orders, you keep that information there. The company secrets or the office secrets are kept in a computer safely with ease. We continue. Computers are also used for security purposes, like in the use of the CCTV cameras to monitor offices. When you go to bigger offices, in every corner or every entrance, you'll find there a security camera. Why do they put them there? To monitor who enters and who leaves the office. Then if something gets lost, of course they will know where to begin from. It even, by the way, when you install a camera there, it acts as a deterrent to crime. Someone will see a camera there, then will know that people are watching me. Then will not do what they were supposed to do at that moment. It acts as something that can prevent someone from doing something bad. So, security purposes, offices are secured using the security cameras or the CCTV cameras, the closed circuit television cameras in full. We continue. Let's look at the area of banking. How do we use computers in the area of banking and e-commerce? Now, many banks have created applications. That means that you can make any transaction with your bank when you are at home. You can transfer money from your account to another person's account when you're at home. So they have made everything now to be online. Let's look at the first point. They're telling us that banks provide online accounting facility, which includes current balance. I want to check the balance I have on my account. For example, I have an account with the Equity, and these people created an app called Easy Banking. So you install it on your computer or you install it on your phone. You can as well know everything that's going on your account. The balance you're having, the payments, the way you're making them, every information concerning you, you can have it at your phone or on your phone. You can deposit money, you can withdraw money, you can buy airtime, and all of that sort. Then we continue. And they're telling us that ATMs or automatic teller machines are making it even easier for customers to deal with banks through the following. Remember, an ATM is self-banking. It is self-banking, 24-hour. You have come beyond the working hours for the bank, use an ATM, withdraw money, then you go and make the continuity or put the money to its use that you had, let's say, wanted. So they're telling us that online banking, which involves the transfer of money electronically among different accounts. Remember I told you that these banks have accounts, applications, that you can use. For example, you have it on your phone, you can transfer money from one account to another at any time and at your convenience. They're also telling us that we can also download monthly transaction information using magnetic ink character to process checks. So any information that you want to know, you can be provided that information by downloading it from those applications on your phone, either monthly or weekly. They can provide you that information at no extra charges. So everything now has been put online. We continue. And they're telling us that in the area of e-commerce, remember e-commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. You can order for some item, for example, using Jumia. They deliver the product at a certain fee, not too much. Remember that thing prevents you, let's say you wanted to go to town, you've spent money transport, and you have not even got what you wanted. So you can use the app, you order something, they bring it, and you can even pay on delivery. If you always fear what we call online businesses, you can pay on delivery. So they are telling us that e-commerce involves financial transactions that occur over an electronic network such as the internet. Or this is the buying and selling of goods and services online. Everything is done over the internet. But remember, not all those businesses are real. So you have to always be careful when you're making an online transaction. The hackers there, so sensitive information is always supposed to be private. Online shopping and banking are two popular types of e-commerce that use either electronic money or electronic data interchange. Now, you have bought a product online. They will even tell you to pay online. For example, using mobile money. They have a variety of options. You can either use Airtel, MTN, and any other account that you feel you're comfortable with. Then electronic data interchange. Companies can even transfer data from one company to another with ease online. So let's look at them. They're telling us that e-money is the means of paying for goods and services over the internet by use of, for example, you can use a credit card. That is electronic money. So it is not hard cash. So you can transfer it wherever you feel you want. And lastly, we have what we call the EDI, electronic data interchange. And it is a set of standards that control the transfer of business data and information among computers, both within and among companies. It can be from one office to another or within the same office. You transfer the data from one office to another or from one company to another. E-commerce businesses can be grouped into three models. We can have the business to business, we can have the business to customer, then we can also have the customer to customer. So they can actually help us to make our online transactions. Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, please help me and subscribe, and also share the link to other friends who might need this information. It's been Henry the Computer Guy. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. I sign out. Bye-bye.